Okay, YouTube, welcome to my channel. My do-it-yourself channel, where we just kind of try and fix vehicles, do a little work on cars for yourself, anything to save a buck. Well, really to build experience, to build confidence, to continue to do things yourself. I mean, it's the right way to do it. The advantage of doing things yourself, apart from saving funds, really, it's the fact that you would take more time, invest the care needed to do the job properly. Not discounting taking a vehicle to a shop or anything like that, but in the shops they are not paid based on the time they spend to do the work. They're paid based on the job. So for them, it's better for them to try and rush through the job so they can get paid for the job, because they don't get paid for the job until they get the job done. Yep, so they rush through it. And sometimes rushing through, they may not do the, what's the kind word, the ideal job. So sometimes you might as well just tackle it yourself. So I take that approach for most things. Today I'm going to take a look at my CV axle, drive shaft, whatever you want to call it. It's a thing that runs from the transmission to the wheel. It takes the power coming out from the transmission, which was given to it from the engine, of course, and rotate the shaft, which then rotates your wheel. There's a lot of vibration. I'm driving an Acura TSX, the car you've seen other videos. I'm gonna lay out all the tools that I'm using, but I just want to continue to rant on shops. So this job, actually, I was planning to give it out because I really need to change my clutch. And of course, if you know anything about that, you're going to have to pull out the shafts out of the transmission. So I wanted just to do one job, change my clutch, and at the same time here change my CV axes. But the mechanic that I reached out to kind of just gave me a lot of run around, blah 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 blah. So I decided I'm going to do it myself. I have a lot of tools. I do think I have one more thing I want to buy, which is a transmission jack. It's not too expensive. I've seen some at should I shout out the name of the store? Nah, I'm not going to give them any free advertisements. I've seen some that are reasonable, and I'm going to about $100. I'm going to take that on. I do have almost, and maybe 2 extra jack stands. I have 4, so I want to have 6. I don't think I need so much, but whatever. And I'm going to use just a part of the funds that I would have paid that guy. So the transmission jack and the jack stands, they probably run me about 140. Mechanic and I agreed at X price, and of course 140 is not going to come anywhere close to that. So I'm going to do that, and then can even use buy some other tools and take on other jobs later on, whatever. So the task today is the axle. So I'm going to show you the tools later. Just a second. Let's pause here. Okay, YouTube. So continuing the video. If you know anything about my videos, I don't make videos while I'm doing it. It just wastes my time. My primary purpose is to fix my car and not necessarily to make videos, but I do want to add to the body of knowledge out there, because I did review videos which aid in doing the job. So I also want to contribute to the body of knowledge. Alright, so whenever you're doing anything, you can watch my videos, but please don't let it be the only video you watch. So you want to see the work from start to finish. You want to know exactly what you're doing. You want to lay out the tools. So the first step is I'm going to loosen all my lugs. Then I'm going to jack the car up. I'm going to pop the wheel off. I'm going to push out the center cap. Right? Then I'm going to put the wheel back on. Maybe tighten 2 of the lugs. Lower back the car so that the weight is back on the wheel. This will be out, and I would now see the bolt which holds in the CV joint. I'll give you I will give you the drive axle. I will give you a video when I get to that stage, but just that. Now the tools. Of course, I have a thruster jack, my 4-way, funnel, and a little pan. You're gonna have to drain out the transmission fluid. I have some pliers, impact sockets, my impact gun. This is a plugged in one, it's not the air impact one. Those are really powerful. I wish I had that, but I don't have those. Alright, so I'll work with what I have. Transmission fluid, this is overkill. I think I only need 2 bottles because I'm draining it. When I'm doing the clutch, I'm going to have to do this again, so I'm going to buy more bottles, whatever. The new axles, those are in this box. Inside here I have some bungee cords. I may tie away that thing with the rotor and the caliper and everything, just to ease it out the way. I may just grip it and tie it somewhere. Not sure if I'm going to use that, but we'll see. Definitely have some spanner set. And then one of these should fit the axle nut. Not sure which one. I did try a 32 on it and it was too small, so I'm guessing it could be anywhere up to 36. It could be 34 too, I don't know. But I bought this because the largest socket I had before was a 32, and I tested it and realized it wouldn't work. So that's that. So what am I going to do? I already tell you what I'm going to do here. When I get underneath there, I'm also going to pull the ball joint. I'm going to pull this wishbone thing. When I get to it, I'll show you. And then I'm going to use a pry bar to pry the other part. Oh, I'm sorry, I have a hammer. There's a hammer which I'm going to use and hit this part out too. There you go. I have the hammer here. That's what I'm going to use to hit that part out. I have the breaker bar, as well as a pipe to go over the breaker bar. I got this from Home Depot. Because these axle nuts are very, very stubborn. I did order a set with some new cutter pins. Those are little split pins things. It didn't come, so I'm gonna have to reuse the split pins that are on the car. Not a big deal, but I did want to change those, but it's not a big deal. If you're looking at my rims, these are plastic dip rims, dark gray and the silver metallic. I have another video on that, you can go check that out too. Alright, so let's get to work. It's about 9:15. I want to get this done in maximum 3 hours, so see you. I'll take more videos when I get a chance and then connect. Bye bye. Okay YouTube, so we're learning this thing together, right? Alright, so why not pull out the center cap? I haven't even tried to take this off as yet, but if you notice, there's a dimple here. Sorry. There's a dimple right here in the nut, which, looking at it, will probably make it a little bit difficult to get up. I already started banging on it with a chisel. Doesn't seem to be the ideal thing, but you're going to need to lift that dimple up so that the nut can rotate, I'm thinking. Tried doing that, it hasn't budged yet, well, barely. Yeah, so now I'm heating up my gun, my heat gun. Gonna apply a little bit of heat to it and see if that helps. Same thing on the other side, same thing on this side here. That dimple needs to be lifted just a bit, and I get it, it's there so that it doesn't back itself off. But for me right now, it's just giving me additional work. Oh, alright, I'll let you know, keep you updated how that works. One thing is sure, it's gonna come off, but as to the exact strategy to get it off, I may not know right now, but I'm gonna get it off. Cool, I'll keep you posted. Okay YouTube, note to self, do not use a chisel on this. So I use the heat gun, it seemed to work wonders, except when because I'd use a chisel, I may have dimpled in some more and make it worse, slightly worse. Torquing from my breaker bar, I should still pull this. I'm going to lower the car back on the wheels. Let me show you the other one. Use a heat gun on this side, and it seemed to bring it up enough that I can turn this. So this one was used with the heat gun, no chisel, straight heat gun, and then I tapped it with a screwdriver and a sledge. Heat gun first, put it on high, maybe about 20 seconds, I think, 20 to 30 seconds, and then I tapped it, and this works. So I would suggest you do that rather than what I did on the other side, which is a chisel. So do not use chisel. Thank you. As I said, we're learning this. Let's get this done. Alright, YouTube. So I swear to you, this thing is no joke. This axle nut is no joke. Over an hour later, I just got this thing pulled, and I swear it's not me pull it. It must be angels that excel in strength. For all those who are non-religious and get upset at that comment, couldn't care less. Anyways, so I'm using it is a 36. This is a 2007 Acura, which of course is made by Honda, and it's a 36. I suspect all Honda axle nuts will be 36. So this is a 36. I attach it to a 1/2 inch breaker bar. Now, a 1/2 inch breaker bar is all I have. If you can get this in a 3/4 inch, something thicker, I would recommend it. There are times on this I got nervous wondering if it's going to break. That's how tight this thing is. It is extremely tight. So I heated it, I did everything. I used my impact, but my impact is not a air compressor impact. It's not the one that used to compress air, it's just the one that plugged in. That could not budge it. Honestly, it wouldn't. Then I heated it, didn't move. I attached these and jumped on it, didn't move. And then I put it on, and then I just firmly grounded my feet and just started to slowly ease up. Kept my back straight. Kept my back very straight and started to ease up. And I'm a very frail guy, and I don't want to say my weight, but I'm pretty skinny. So all I'm saying, expect a very good fight here. That's all I'm saying, alright? But mine is pulled. So before you take the wheels back off, make sure you have pulled this. And now I'm going to get under there and give you another update later. Cool. Oh, so the next step is for the ball joint, and this is the wishbone I was telling you about here. Notice the axle is the axle. It goes through it. As far as I know, the space in between here and here will not allow you to pull that other joint through. So you're going to have to pull the bottom piece here. Alright. We'll give you an update later. Cool. As I said, that took just about an hour. So I'm a little bit behind my 3-hour time. But let's see. Let's see if I can stick it down within 3 hours. Okay, so you're underneath the car now. What you're seeing here is the nut to free the lower ball joint, which is here. Alright. Remove this cutter pin. Get this nut out. Then you'll free the lower ball joint. This is the drive axle here. Remove the lower ball joint, this can rotate freely. Next is to
change the axle now.
Pull it, yeah, Dad. Pull these two. Then that's it. Oh, then you come around here. That's the other side of it. You're gonna use a pry bar and pry that out. Before you do that, you're gonna okay, YouTube, more updates. So cutter pins are tricky, but it's not rocket science. Be patient with them. You get them out eventually. That's from the ball joint nut, right? Just be patient with it, especially since I didn't get the new ones, so I couldn't cut it off. I need to reuse it. So where am I? Can you see? Oh man, yeah, you can barely see the ball joint bolt here that is out. The nut, sorry, it's out. The cutter pin ran through it. Man, looking through the camera and doing this is a little bit challenging. Here it is. That is it, it's off. I have now also loosened the wishbone. I haven't taken it out fully yet. I've loosened the wishbone, so I'll be able to get that out. Next thing I'm going to do is to use a hammer and hit what the ball joint goes through. Not the ball joint, not itself or the ball joint, but this main thing that it goes through. Keep hitting it, then get the ball joint out. Once I've done that, then I'm going to hit this, get the axle out. Make sure you keep the nut on it so you don't mushroom the head of this. So I'm going to keep the nut on it and just hit it to get it to loose, and then continue getting it out. Once I've done that, the next side is from the transmission side. But from the transmission, remember that we have to drain it. I have my drain stuff down there. That's coming up next. So I'm going to drain it before I pry it out from the transmission, and then that's it. Cool. Okay, YouTube, so unfortunately I left my tab in the car and I was overheating, so I didn't get to show you a couple of the other steps. But yeah, I used a pry bar and just banged on it. That's the pry bar I used. I do have some others. It wasn't working. There's the spot where it came out of. Can you see that there? Probably not. Get around there. It's right in that little, that's the spot right there. And then I drag it out. I ended up taking off my caliper. I was getting so much trouble to get out the ball joint. Ended up taking off my caliper. I don't think you have to, honestly, because at the end of the day, I found a different method to brace it. With my breaker bar, I pushed it through this thing here, right through the corner here, and then braced it up, and it came up. So I don't think I needed to take that off, but I was stuck. So I needed to pull something. You know what happens, right? So on the other side, I don't think I'm going to take this off. I'm going to try and do it without taking off the calipers on the other side. So now it's just to get out the new axle and line it up against it. You want to make sure that it is identical before you go any further. I bought the axles from, no, I'm not really into promoting any company, I'm sorry. So that's that. Cool. Well, let me tell you, yeah, I bought that from the axles. I bought from Raxels. A lot of persons claim they use them and they were good, so that's what I'm using. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna pull it out next. Okay, since I already told you I was going to tell you the axles, and I already told you the axles where I bought them. It's from Raxels. This is their packaging. I bought the front left and right. This is the left I'm doing first. I think this is where my problem is, so I'm starting with that one. I'm really hoping I have time to complete the other. I've matched it up. It seems to come with a new axle nut as well. And then I'm supposed to ship back the old axle to them, right? So that's that. The right is in a box over there, so do you need to see that? I don't know. I did tell you I was going to drain my transmission fluid before I pull it out. This is it. It's filthy. It is really filthy. It's black. So I'm going to pop in the new axle. Pop in the new axle, and then, wow, what is this? I guess rust is eating off this thing here. Well, I'm gonna strip it and paint it anyways, right? Hee. But apart from that, it seems good. I mean, it seems like they can rebuild it. because I want to. I think they rebuild the genuine ones and send it. So this is probably something that was rebuilt, I'm pretty sure. So that's it. I'm gonna pop this in. Time is going very quickly. So gotta run. Okay, so the axle is in. The part that goes into the transmission, whew, took a little bit of while. Most videos say you can just push it in. I couldn't do that. Tried my best, it wouldn't work. So what I did was, before I put this back on, I put the nut onto the axle end so that I wouldn't hit directly on this piece, but I put it out so that the nut was protruding just a little bit, and then I hit it. I held it as straight as I could, you know, push this out the way and hold this as straight as I could, and then I gave it a few taps with this, and then I hear ping. Here's a seating sound. It's a sound it makes when it seats in properly. It's hard to describe, but when you tap it and you hear the sound, I guarantee you recognize it. Prior to that, you will know it's not seated, because each time you turn it with your hand and you pull it, it comes back out. When it's seated and it clips in and you pull it with your hand, it's not coming out. And then be sure to go back underneath the car and check right in the corner of the rim here to make sure you get a proper seating. Use a flashlight. I did. I checked it and made sure that it was locked in properly. So yeah, this part with the wishbone, here, you had to have it removed. There's no way you're going to get the access through here. So yes, it was good that I removed this bolt and pulled this down a little bit, got it out. My ball joint here, I realized that I'm almost going to get a tear here. I inspected it, it's not a full tear. I'm going to silicone here, but it's on my to-do list that I need to change this ball joint. Now to do that, I'm going to need to buy tools to press this out, so that's why I didn't add this job to it. If I had the tool to press this out, I would have just done it right now. I don't, and this is not yet cut completely. I'm going to use silicone right around here. When that dries, hopefully it doesn't. It protects it from being completely burst, cut open. Jamaicans would say bust open. Anyways, yeah, so it hopefully the silicone will protect it from you know, developing a gap right there. But yeah, I'm gonna get the ball joint press tools and then tackle this another time. For now, it's fitting up the reverse way, putting on back the nut for the ball joint, tightening up the wishbone, putting back on my brake calipers, which, as I said, I don't think you needed to take those off. I did. I'm not going to take it off on the side over the passenger side. And then when the car is back on the ground, you completely tighten this. I'm told that you don't want to over tighten these while the car is in the air. Finish tighten this when you get the car back on the ground. So I'm going to, you know, tighten it as much as I can with my hand, but I'm not going to properly torque it down until I get the car back on the ground. That's what I was told. They say you shouldn't stress this bushing. So that's that. Gonna hurry and get through this. I do have other things I need to do with my day, and this has been taking a lot of time. Got it. Later. Alright, so let me give you an update. This other side, the right side, is a little bit trickier. So you remember on the other side where we use a pry bar to brace it off? You can't do that on this side. Yeah, I tried that. You have to hit it with a hammer. Get something like well, I actually used one of my what did I use? This pipe, and from underneath the car I wedge it here and then hit the other side with an hammer, with a sledge, to force it off this differential. because man, I wish I could I really can't get back underneath the car. There's that slight diff right there, that shiny piece there, that has the end of the spline. Can you see that? Yeah, that's a differential. It's like a diff shaft, and this is connected to it. You could pry all you want, you're not getting enough. You're gonna have to hit it on, which means not even sure how I'm going to get it on, but I'm guessing I'm going to have to tap the other end with a rubber hammer to get it on here, I'm guessing. So that's it, and then I'm done. Of course, you know the reverse with the ball joint thing, the wishbone thingy, and then you tighten up this axle nut once you've spliced that through. Grease it up and you're good. Alright, that's it. I'm going to finish this. Took me much longer than I thought. I think I started about 8 this morning. It's after 3. Yeah, that's so long. Okay, so got it on. Just turn right there. It's seated properly. I think I probably should have gone from the other angle. But you want to check here to make sure it's properly seated. Gosh, I wish I could. Yeah, my tab is a little bit large, so juggling this with underneath the car is not as easy. You want to check here to make sure it's properly seated, right? Check through that. Now how I got that one on was, ooh, I hit this end. So you keep it lined up. Gosh, sorry for the poor video here. You want to keep it continuing. Yeah, you want to keep it perfectly straight, and then as straight as you can. You put the nut on here so you don't damage the end in here, and you want to hit it. If you have a rubber mallet, I have one. That's what I used. Please use that. If not, you can use a sledge, because remember, this is going to protect, the axle nut is going to protect the ending of your drive shaft. Make sure you grease up the splines, and then you're done. Fitting back up is the reverse. Please do not drag on the joints. When you're trying to get it in, do not pull on the inner joint or this. Do not. You can separate these, especially the inboard joints. Do not yank it, or or bam, 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 back and forth like the video. Don't do that. Do not do that. Great. All right, so I'm going to fit up